Hi, I'm sure I've spoken to some of you on the phone. I'm going to do a launch on AutoCAD 2010 and Navisworks. What I'm going to for the AutoCAD 2010, it's quite a big release, and it's probably a lot of this we're going to end up putting onto. We've revamped our web pages, and we've revamped it so that we've got more products pages. We've got an Inventor page, we've got an AutoCAD page, we'll have a Navisworks page. And if you go to those particular pages, you can get more details of what we'll have on these particular pieces of software. So I'm going to go through some of these things. The main functions I'm going to show you are what actually AutoCAD's come up with in this release. I'll have to sit down because I haven't got one of those laser lights. The main thing is what they've done in 2010 is they've gone and made a new file format. You're going to be in a 2010 file format, so if you save anything, you're going to have to save it at 2010, but if you've got customers, which you probably will have in 2007, 4, whatever, then you'll need to make sure you save it as a 2007 file format. Otherwise, they won't be able to read it. So be aware of that. The other thing is they've enhanced the ribbon. So, how many people have used AutoCAD for years? And when I say years, mid-90s? Yeah. DOS? Yeah. Okay. And how many people like to use the ribbon?
Sorry?
So you like to use what they call the classic view?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So did you use DOS? Did you use the tablet? Anybody use a tablet?
Yes.
Okay. So why won't you use the ribbon? Because the ribbon is an evolved. You've evolved into the ribbon. You were happy to go from the DOS to Windows. Now you call AutoCAD Classic to Windows. And 10 years, 11 years ago, DOS was the classic one. So you're tending not to want to go over it. You're thinking, oh, I want that. And I say that because that's the way I was. That's the way I was 2 years ago when the ribbon came out. It was not for me. What I'm saying to you is use the ribbon, at least try and practice it. You can use the ribbon in a combination of toolbars and the ribbon. The ribbon really is the dash. If anybody used the dashboard, it's the ribbon turned horizontal. If you type in dashboard on the command line, you'll see it swaps to ribbon. The ribbon is the dashboard. They haven't created something new, they just adapted the dashboard. So what I would ask you to do is to use the ribbon because it is easier. It gives you a way to work from left to right. It just enhances it. I'm not saying you should do it when you go to work tomorrow. I would just take it on board, try and use it. And in 10 years' time, when they bring out something new, we'll be going, I'll go to the AutoCAD Classic ribbon. Just bear that in mind. Another thing they've done is the spline editing tool. You can draw a spline and you can now make that into a polyline. And the accuracy of that polyline depends on how you put in a value, 0 to 99. So that will give you more nodes in that into that spline as a polyline, which can be quite handy. I enhanced the quick view layout. I don't know how many of you have come from 2007, missed out 2009? You come from 2008. How many missed out 2009? So you're coming to this from without knowing the ribbon, without knowing something else. Well, you're going to come across a quick view layout, which is a way of getting to your layouts and your models. What they've done, they've enhanced that because before you didn't have a quick view of your model, so they've given you a little one there. They've done other little things like layer manager performance, little things that just allow you to. Some of these things you probably won't even notice are there until you suddenly realise, oh, didn't notice that. Or you go back, someone else comes into the office and has a look and says, well, I didn't know they changed that, and you probably didn't know they changed that, you just suddenly used it. And these things we will put on our web page and you'll not miss anything out. They've also got a reverse command in for lines that you draw from a polyline. You draw a polyline from A to B, and you've made that a particular layer, it may be, it's got a line type. That line type has got words on it. So it may be a line type that says gas or hot water. If you've drawn it A to B, it will probably be the right way up, but you may have drawn it the wrong way. And I don't know how many of you have done this, but it looks the wrong way up. You can't seem to end up with the text the right way. You can reverse that polyline so the text comes the right way. Hatch improvements. How many have done hatching, trying to do a fill in there and it says there's an open space and you can't find it? Well, now where that open space will be, they give you a little red circle. And that little red circle will say, well, you've got to close the point then, and that will allow that to happen. And in your layout tabs, when you've got a view, you've got a couple of viewports, you can set a little switch which will allow you to rotate your viewport from horizontal, rotate the viewport and the image inside will stay horizontal, or if you rotate the viewport and put another switch, the actual image will rotate as well. So you can have an angled image even without rotating your actual model. These are the little enhancements, and there are quite a few of them. But the main big ones, as Rob was saying, is if you're into 3D, they've done a 3D mesh ability, which enhances your 3D capabilities. It just allows you to have mesh primitives, so if you've done 3D, you'll have solid primitives, wedge, cone, torus, all those sphere. You've got those as a mesh now, which you can manipulate on their faces, depending on how many faces they've got. You can favour those and produce a solid artificial mesh. And the biggest thing of this release altogether, how many of you are inventor people? Okay, they've got parametric drawing in, and this is in the 2D environment, and it allows you to have a design, you draw your design, and you put constraints on it. You want it to be right angle, you want it to be horizontal, you want it to be vertical, you want circles to be concentric, you want circles to all be the same size. And by doing the constraints, you can have this design and keep that design intelligence right through your drawing. If you go away from your drawing, you give it to somebody else, someone else inherits it for whatever reason, they know what you're trying to achieve. That's what your important thing you want to get over. So you've got this parametric drawing capability. It's done through the things like I said about right angles and horizontal and vertical, plus dimensions. You can put a dimension on there, and this dimension is say 60 millimeters. It will stay 60 millimeters. Somebody can't change it unless they actually change the dimension. And then when they change the dimension, it will update. The parts that you've drawn will update. And I'll go through and show you. And one other thing that's come in is the ability to use PDFs. You can underlay a PDF. So wherever you get the drawing, the PDF from in electronic format, you can use that as an underlay. And I'll demonstrate a possibility to use that. And it also allows you, through your snap settings, endpoint, intersection, those sort of things, to pick up those actual corners and endpoints. So let's go through some of these. So first of all, I'll just show some of the little things they've done. If you're not used to quick view layouts, on 2009 and 10, you may have been used to model and layout views of the tab along here. You're not going to have those unless you go in and change these. And so if I go into the quick view layouts,